This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. GoldenEye in the N64 is known as one of the best first-person shooters. As a movie game, it's stellar. It captures all the fun action beats from the film and works within its limited space to effectively recreate those film sequences, while also expanding on them through the use of the gaming medium. The shooting is satisfying with reactive enemies, plenty of guns, and fun levels to explore. There's also that older style of giving the player freedom within a space to figure it out mostly on their own, without any spoon-feeding coming to them. The multiplayer is arguably one of the most memorable aspects to the game, since this is what many of us remember playing as kids. Split-screen local play at its best. GoldenEye really is a great one, and has continued to stand tall as one of the best. Sequels and other series sort of came from this, with the underrated The World Is Not Enough on the N64, that while it did not change the game like GoldenEye, it expanded and cemented that formula, while also defining a winning one and could easily go beyond another game. We also saw continued evolution with Perfect Dark on the same console. Then came the Time Splitters titles, where the GoldenEye design was felt there as well. We have hit an exciting point for indie titles, where many of these small and very talented teams want to create something new that is very similar to the past, even down to how it used to look. Agent 64 is easily one of my most anticipated indies, and I hope 2024 is the year we finally get to play the full game. Agent 64 gets the design down and executes it well from its inspirations. For example, depending on what difficulty you play on, the level will be different. For example, the game is different in various ways depending on if you play on Agent, Special Agent, or 64 Agent. So for the level provided, you need to open a vent hatch, access the ground floor, and escape. On Special Agent, you need to do all of this and then need to free some hostages. Plus, to get to the ground floor, you need a key card. But on Special Agent, the key is in a different spot than on Agent. Sometimes the key might not even be in a spot that you would expect, providing some nice surprises. For example, I thought the key would be on a desk or something, but it turned out that the last hostage had the key. The medium and hard difficulties very much feel like you're transported back to the past. You have no hints or assistance, and it provides a lot of room to figure it out for yourself, allowing for enjoyable exploration and player experimentation to complete the objectives. The shooting itself has great impact and sound effects. The enemies are very reactive to where you shoot them, and then you can earn cheats by beating the levels par time. This one level provides a lot of replay value, plus it shows how the space is just fun to play within, like a little sandbox. I do want to make note too that easy is where some of the more modern elements are added in, like hints being provided to the player so you have some assistance. So in that way, Agent 64 is looking to capture what we loved about those older titles, while also providing that stepping stone for new people to get their feet wet with it. Honestly, I think this is a happy middle ground, and again, I got a lot out of just replaying this demo over and over again. Plus there's other things you notice, like significantly less ammo while on hard. It's enough changes to how the level can feel, and its objectives that you feel like you're going back to the same stage, but you don't really know what's going to be different this time around. You could have similar objectives as before, but now the location of it has changed, or now you have something new that you need to contend with. Or how does that factor in with everything else? If every one of the levels in the main game has you doing this, it's gonna be a treat. Agent 64 just doesn't feel like I'm playing a game that was inspired by GoldenEye and the early Time Splitters games, but rather this feels like it was made by the very same people. It's like those developers not only knew how to capture the look and style of those games, but also how it's supposed to feel. This part is tough to elaborate on, and it's more so something you're only gonna notice when you have the controller in your hand. Agent 64 is like one of those top tier indies that feels like it's not just trying to just bank on your nostalgia, but rather become a game that feels like it would have fit right at home if released during the N64's run. And I mean this in the best possible way. When the game was originally being discussed on social media and on its Steam page, there was no mention of multiplayer of any kind. It was probably the #1 thing talked about with it. Will this have multiplayer like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, and Time Splitters? Honestly, I thought we might see something in a patch later on, or maybe even a sequel. In the fall of 2023, the developer provided a big update. They seem to insinuate that the game is approaching its release. My hope is that this happens for 2024, but as a big update to the game, Agent 64 is going to have both local multiplayer and co-op. Both modes will offer 4-player options. This is some really awesome news. It appears that maybe the only multiplayer mode that we'll have at launch is Deathmatch. My hope is that more will be added on later. One thing that is not mentioned is the use of bots. I hope that if bots are not featured at launch, they can be done in a future update. The co-op side of things is a nice surprise, because that definitely invokes that feeling of that option that we got with Perfect Dark and Time Splitters. I'm already excited for Agent 64, and now it's on another level. This is one of those rare games that I'm really hyped for. I think a lot of that comes from two things. One is that I very much miss this era of gaming. The look of it, the style, and especially the feel and execution. Agent 64 doesn't just look like some cheap copy of something we loved long ago, but rather something that completely understands why we love those games. The other thing that contributes to my excitement is the demo that is available. A demo is really important to get right. Like right out of the gate, it needs to pull me in. This is even more so important than the beginning hours of a game. Demos are generally free, and it's easy to just drop it and then try another. When I played Agent 64's demo, I honestly only wanted to play just that. It was easily one of the best things I played in 2022, and it wasn't even a full game. It appears that this developer is taking the time needed to make a great game. The demo makes a strong first impression. The potential is there, and I hope that Agent 64 comes out sometime in 2024. Because if it does, and it releases at the quality of the demo, then this will probably be one of the best pieces of entertainment for that year. Have you heard of Agent 64? Have you tried the demo? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in being notified of new videos, please hit the subscribe button and bell. And if you would like to support the channel and get early access to content, please check out my Patreon. All of the links will be at the end of this video and within the description. And thank you very much for watching.